All right, thank you, Senator Cameron Brown. Let's quickly just think about it for a moment. What if April 15th was just another spring day? Wouldn't it be one little rain? But it would be a nice spring day. John Gisler, kind of the vision of what that would actually look like.
Thank you, Jay. Yeah, just another spring day, right? Well, I'm going to be real brief because we want to make sure we get through the program today, and we got some people that have much more to say than I do. The fair tax would make April 15th just another nice spring day. And if you don't know what the fair tax is, for heaven's sakes, go to fairtax.org. And if you want to put MI in front of that, mifairtax.org or fairtaxmi.org, that gets you to the state site. And it's really something whose time has come. We really need to get serious about tax reform. And if you don't know anything about the fair tax, you're really not engaged in the conversation. Now, a couple of points I want to make beyond the fair tax. I just came, as I know a couple of others of you did, from seeing Atlas Shrugged over at the rave. I've read the book. I didn't read until I was 60, unfortunately, but I did read the book, and the movie was fantastic. If you haven't read the book, the movie is still good, and it'll probably prompt you to read it. I encourage you to do that. And now I want to just indicate one thing that I've been conveying in small groups to anybody that would listen, and I wish I had the smarts to have come up with it myself. It's from a guy named C.B. Batts, and I don't think I see him here. Are you here, Clarence? Anyway, I was having lunch with him one day, and he said, you know, Obama is going to be very, very good for the country. And I backed up and said, hello? And he said, no. He said, the country for the last 100 years, really since Woodrow Wilson, has been like a bus on a 6-lane interstate. And it's just been incrementally easing leftward for 100 years. Occasionally it straightens out for a while. We had Ronald Reagan and things like that. But even with Republicans, other than Reagan, it's still moving to the left. It's still moving to the left. And many of us, myself included, have been dozing in the back. We've been more concerned about who's on American Idol than what the hell's going on with our government. Anyway, Obama gets the driver's seat, and he has turned that puppy so hard left that now those of us that were kind of dozing and just going along for the ride in the back have had to say, what in the world is happening to my country? And therefore, long range, Obama is going to be very good, because had we got McCain, the bus would still just keep drifting leftward. And now, hopefully, there are going to be enough people like us that'll get out here in the rain on the 15th of April and make a little bit of a stink and hold our elected representatives' feet to the fire, and we're not going away. We're going to stay with it. We're in it for the long run. Go Tea Party.
Thank you, John. Standing out here in the rain. Who is Stacy Swimp? Well, he's a featured speaker. He has got an amazing story to tell. I was going to read his whole bio. I'm going to hold off, let him tell a story. Featured speaker today, Stacy Swimp.
I want you to know I'm a little pumped up. Something happened right before I came out here. There was a woman back in, well, she's from Saginaw, Michigan, and she started telling me how I'm an Uncle Tom. I didn't know you were my niece. I get pumped up when I hear that kind of thing. You know why? Because it tells me I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. See, something is wrong. They asked me when I came out here today, they said, well, Stacy, what are you going to call your speech? I really wasn't sure. I don't like to necessarily title my speeches, but I said, you know what? I'm going to call it Stopping the Conspiracy to Destroy America. There's a liberal agenda to take our country down, and I say along with you, not on our watch. So let's talk about a couple of highlights. First of all, this woman got mad at me. You know why? Because I don't believe in a such thing called Black America. I believe in America, my friends. See, I don't believe in a thing called a black agenda. I believe in an American agenda. I'm the president of the Frederick Douglass Foundation of Michigan. We are a Christian organization. Now I want you to know something. I don't call us a faith-based organization, because you don't know what that could mean, can you? You don't know somebody can be a Muslim organization and be a faith-based organization. We are a Christian organization. Second of all, we are an organization that believes in protecting the sanctity of life, meaning we are pro-life. I want you to say this with me. No exceptions. No exceptions. Now someone says, oh my God, you know what liberals say, they're trying to beat us up with ad hominem tactics and make it seem like we're monsters and insensitive and without compassion. Are we any of those things? No. Are we any of those things? No. No, I tell them, well, you know, let me explain to you. We are Americans who are compassionate, and every time we have to, we step up to the plate, don't we, my brothers and sisters? And unfortunately, rape, they ask you, Stacey, what about rape? And what about if somebody is pregnant through incest? Well, those are horrific things. Horrific things. And I've never met a Tea Party patriot, and I've never met a conservative who's insensitive about that kind of thing. What we're saying, however, is that we live in a nation that is compassionate. We live in a nation where we have the resources, the means, and the will to surround these women who are victims with the things that they need to get through so that we can teach them not to create a new problem in an attempt to save an old problem. Are you with me on that? Third thing about us, we are an organization that believes in protecting the sanctity of marriage. Are you sure we all agree with that? I done got a couple of claps on that. No, listen. I know you hear it all the time, but I got to say it just to be facetious. I don't see anything in the Bible about Adam and Steve. I mean, unless you got a version I haven't read, I haven't seen anything in the Bible about Adam and Steve. I saw Adam and Eve. Okay? But listen, we don't even have to spend all day talking about the Christian perspective of gay unions and gay marriage, because there's some other issues that I think we need to really pay attention to. First of all, the health crises that's created by gay unions is something that should scare you to death. Something is wrong when you have 7 to 8 diseases that are unique to a particular demographic, and liberals want to keep that quiet because they want to force Obamacare down our throats, because really what they want us to do is they want us to pay for that at-risk behavior. And if you do your homework, you'll find out that gay males, their life expectancy is anywhere from 10 to 20 years less than your average American male. Now, does that sound like healthy behavior to you? No. Does that sound like something that's in the best interest of our nation to you? No. Anything that creates a cutoff of procreation, does that sound like something that we need in America? No. I can't hear you. No. So this is what the liberals want to tell us, that it's healthy, it's safe, and God loves everybody. Yes, he does. But let me tell you something. God does, let me hear you say, condemn behavior. Behavior. God gives a way out, doesn't he? The Bible says that the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is life. So we're not judging, because God has already said that this is not something that he deemed appropriate for man. But liberals have forced this in our schools, forced this in our churches, forced this down our throats in our homes. Now, I had a liberal tell me the other day, you know, why are you guys acting like homosexual is the worst thing in the world, and, you know, that's not the most important thing. Well, you know what? We're giving them the attention that they asked for, because we were going about our business trying to keep our country great, and the next thing we know, they turned around and made it something that we had to deal with. So guess what? We will. Am I right? Yeah. Okay, down in Mexico, I don't know if you heard about it, but you have some illegal immigrants trying to get into the country wearing no less than Marine uniforms. How many of you knew about that? How many of you knew about that? Some of you look shocked. Why should you be shocked? These people have no respect for our nation. They have no respect for our laws. These are criminals. Somebody said, well, they've never hurt anybody. Well, why would you say they've never hurt anybody? They're taking our taxes through the roof, aren't they? Because we're having to take care of them through welfare, don't we? We're having to take care of them while they lie, and they're not even anywhere in the books to be seen in most cases, but yet they're taxing us. They're taxing our health, they're taxing our education, and yet they say there are no victims of immigrants. Now, am I crazy or are they crazy? I think they're crazy. I think they're crazy. Okay? Now, somebody asked me, a gentleman asked me a good question back there. He said, Stacey, why aren't more black people out here? You know why? Because liberals are telling America that you are racist. They said I should have been scared to come out here. Guess what? I'm more afraid of the liberals I am. I'm telling you. I'm more afraid of them. I'm afraid of what they're trying to do to my children. I'm afraid of what they're trying to do to my nation. I'm afraid of what they've already done to the churches, because in the black churches, the pastors have lost their backbone. Let's be honest about it. You can go to any urban city in America and it's nothing but squalor. Prostitution, drug dealing, racketeering, all these things in every other corner, and somebody has a nerve to have a church on every corner. Something is wrong, my brothers and sisters.